Yeah. Because some of the files that I gave him were Apple ProRes, and for whatever reason, they're not going in. There's a varsity roster. There's a JV roster. It's all jacked up. It's all worked out. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah. I know all the girls in varsity. The ones on JV, not so much. JV's way over there. Yeah, I got all the girls in varsity.
C12, take one.
Hi, I'm Phil Drake and I started Drake Software.
The Drake Software Education Team is hard at work preparing for the 2019 Update Schools.
Welcome to Tax and Subjects Podcast. I'm Ryan Norton.
Hey, and welcome to Taxes and Tacos. My name is Paul.
And I'm Sue.
Call me today so we can make you part of the Drake family. Real people, real solutions, Drake Software.
Choose Frontworks to save time, staff, and you this tax season.
Franklin sits in Macon County. Within Macon County, we have the Nantahala National Forest, which is roughly 500,000 acres of a pristine environment for you to get out and play.
We are Highlands Aerial Park, and we love Macon County.
There's plenty to do and memories to be made in our little mountain town. We hope you enjoy your stay in Franklin with your pets.
So we're ready to go. All right. Well, hello. Oh, goodness, I'm already off to a bad start.
Sticking this landing? Not so simple.
Allie Roots Jr. Bathing suit check and on the soft floor.
Hi, everybody, and welcome in to another night of Franklin Panther football.
Yeah!
Yes, pass complete. And a pleasant good afternoon, fans. Welcome to the Panther Den. As I haven't said that in about 7 months.
Been a while.
As we get set for high school volleyball. That'll begin on Monday, the 16th. George Young along with Tony Christie as we get some of the bugs worked out in our system here. And we get set for a volleyball scrimmage this afternoon between Franklin and Hayesville. And we're going to spotlight some of the senior players, some of the players that Coach Becca Brooks and your wife, Cindy Christie, thinks are going to be big contributors for the 2021-2020 or 2020-2021 Lady Panthers, as it is going to spill into the 2021 season or year. As January will spill over, we'll have the volleyball conference tournament at East Henderson, and then we'll have the state playoffs as There's actually, as you can see on screen, 2 courts set up. We've got the JV on the right side of your screen, and the varsity is on the left side of your screen. As we pan over, the varsity has just tipped off. Taylor Ensley sends that one over the rail. Unfortunately, we do not have the roster for the Hayesville Yellow Jackets, the Lady Jackets, as that one is going to be just inside the back line. So we don't have the names for the Hayesville Lady Yellow Jackets. So if you're watching from Hayesville, we apologize.
And with the season just started literally, I think last Monday they had tryouts, and then they had, because of, all the COVID rules and everything like that, the season's starting a little bit later.
Yep.
And this is actually, they've only had practice 4 days, I believe, and both teams from Hayesville and Franklin, they're both coming out here trying to figure out, what to really have. Because, when you're playing against each other all the time, it can be, it can be mundane. You can kind of fall into a little trap. So right now they're going to figure out what they have, and the Lady Panthers are their seniors are very good. Led by Kanan Drake and Taylor Ensley, and but they're it's going to be an interesting season because it's shortened and you have to be ready from go. A great kill right there by Taylor Ensley.
Absolutely. Taylor Ensley is one of the Lady Panthers we will be spotlighting throughout the night. We've got a nice, cool graphic of Taylor Ensley. I don't know if our graphics are working or not. They were working, and then they may have decided not to work. We'll get the Taylor Ensley graphic up eventually. As that one goes to the back line, and Hayesville's going to try to save it. They do. Across it goes. Ensley sets it. And her sister just gets it over the court, or over the net there, and to the Hayesville end of the court. Oh, now they're going to say. Was it a point?
Yes, it was a point. Hayesville there. Yeah.
Okay. They are not keeping score here, so we don't have a scoreboard. No reason to have a scoreboard. They're not keeping score. Just giving you a little bit of a taste of high school volleyball.
Yes, and this is actually the first sports that's happening in North Carolina right now is volleyball, and so everybody's excited. There's everyone's trying to figure everything out, just like we're trying to figure out what we're doing. Mm-hmm. They're trying to figure out what they're doing.
Hayesville sends it over the net. Ensley will get the kill. Taylor Ensley, by the way, is a North Carolina State softball commit. In fact, she's going to be signing, I believe, next Wednesday.
Yes.
With NC State. She has been committed for a while, but officially she is going to be signing with the Lady Wolfpack as Sydney Williams comes in. Since the court is split and you've got 2 nets, the actual bench is underneath the goals. That one's just inside the line, as it is very hard to see on camera there. As we've got a shot down the line from the opposite side. And it looks like that is the JVs that you're seeing on screen. Now we're going to flip to the varsity side of things.
And with the North Carolina State high school rules, that they're only going to allow 25 people per team in the gym at one time.
Well, I've got some breaking news for you.
Yes.
Just about an hour ago, Roy Cooper, the governor of the great state of North Carolina, has limited indoor gatherings to 10.
Oh, okay. So we're going to have 10 people. And what that does is for sports, and if you've been watching a lot of the college volleyball or college football, it kind of takes the home court advantage out of the equation. And from us doing this for a little while, the den, there's a lot of, it gets loud in here.
Oh, sure. There is a home court advantage or a home field advantage, depending on the sport. And yeah, you're not going to get that.
Yeah, you're not getting that this year. So,
definitely this year.
So you might see a lot of games that are close, and that you're wondering like, wow, what happened? And it's because they're just playing free volleyball, kind of like AAU, to where there's just them in the gym, and if your team brings the energy, you'll have energy.
That one sneaks inside the line. Kanan Drake now will serve in the top left corner of your screen. And that one's going to be sent wide by the Lady Yellow Jackets into the JV side.
And Kanan Drake, she just committed to play volleyball at Bryan College next season.
We do have a graphic for Kanan. There she is. Yeah, Bryan College commit, middle blocker, a senior for Coach Becca Brooks. Sydney Williams sends it over, and it's going to be volleyed back. Williams again. Chance for a kill. Hayesville able to recover. And that'll be a point for the Hayesville Lady Yellow Jackets. As you see, scrolling at the bottom of the screen. In fact, the breaking news is so breaking that we haven't even updated our ticker just yet. Limited to 25 fans, but I believe that is going down after the governor's ruling. So basically, your only option to watch Lady Panther volleyball is going to be us here at the Franklin Panther Sports Network.
Stuck with us.
Plan on doing most, if not all, the home games and possibly some road games, depending on what other schools say about what we're doing and if they allow us to come. And after a campaign last year, Tony, that saw the Lady Panthers go deep into the playoffs. And
yes.
Really lost a heartbreaker there to Forbush. This senior-laden Lady Panther team is looking to make a deep run.
Yes, and they're a very strong blocking and attacking team. They have like Kanan Drake and Sydney Williams. They're both young ladies over 6. They're both over 6'1". That's pretty tall for women's volleyball.
Yeah.
And especially high school. So and then Anya Valentines, who came up from JV. She's probably one of the best athletes on the team. I know she has the highest vertical, and so they're going to be able to block a lot and attack, and that's really going to be their thing, is making sure they're attacking.
Sydney Williams again. Hayesville will get it back across the net, and there's a kill
by Anya Valentine.
Anya Valentine, you just mentioned her, and on cue, Valentine shows her hops.
Yes.
Gets up over the net. And there's Valentine again.
Yes.
Middle blocker, the junior, is Anya Valentine. Looking for a lot of good things out of her this season. Tori Inslee now will send it across. And that one's just going to be to the left of the end line.
And that's one of the things you work on like now, because this is very early in the season. You work on making sure you're getting your serves in. Service errors, it's a big thing in volleyball. So if you can get your serves in, and then from there, give yourself a chance.
Inslee with the dig. Corbin sends it across the net. Hayesville now sends it back as another dig by Inslee. Now Williams going to block it. And a point for the Lady Panthers.
And there's that height right there.
With the way the things are set up here, we obviously have a difficult time focusing in on one side of the court. So we've got the shot here of both sides. The JV, if you just joined us, is on the right side, and the varsity is on the left of your screen. And that shot right there actually is of the JV team, the JV side of the court in red, Panthers. Kara Dewey on the varsity side will send it across. Kara Dewey is another player, Tony, that we're going to be spotlighting here.
Yes.
As she is a senior, a left side blocker.
She's another one. She's worked hard this summer on her fitness and everything. She's actually getting some interest from some NAI and Division III volleyball schools as well. Actually, volleyball and softball, because she's a very good softball player.
Kira Dewey, we just saw her picture and her nice graphic there. She sent it across on the serve. Corbin will pick up the point for the Lady Panthers. She's a senior setter for Coach Becca Brooks. Dewey again to serve. Valentine jumps up, but she didn't have to even touch it. That's going to be a point for the Lady Panthers.
And when you on volleyball, when there's players that can block like that, you kind of, it makes you adjust how you're hitting and, your attack.
We've got whistles, and I'm not sure if that's on the JV or the varsity side. Yeah, that was on the varsity,
that was the varsity side. Yes.
I think that was too many hits on the side of the court. They blew it dead.
Working out the kinks.
Yep. As you see scrolling at the bottom of the screen there, the first regular season varsity and JV Lady Panthers volleyball game is coming up on Monday against the Hendersonville Lady Cats. Yeah, lots of whistles. And we will have that game. In fact, both JV and varsity will have streaming here on Franklin Panthers Sports Network, Facebook, and YouTube. And then, a week from tomorrow, the Lady Panthers will travel to the Lady Blue Devils of Brevard. And okay. All right. And we'll travel to Brevard with them. I just told we are now on Facebook. We had some issues with our Facebook feed. We're just exclusively on YouTube. But now we are on Facebook. But yeah, the 19th of November, Lady Panthers travel to Brevard in the second conference game. That one goes off the arm of Tori Inslee. We'll have that game for you, both JV and varsity. So the first two games of the regular season we will have here. And then after that, I'm still waiting. We'll see.
A lot of action going on right now, so it's hard to keep your eye on what's going on.
What you're watching right now is the JV side. As you see, Coach Cindy Christie right there on the left side, coaching up her girls. As a new audience joins us on Facebook, we appreciate you tuning in. This is the first and only scrimmage.
Yes.
Of the 2020 campaign for the Lady Panthers. They're taking on the Hayesville Lady Yellow Jackets. And as you see, one side there's a court. And then the other side, there's a court. 2 nets here. The right side is the JV side, and the left side is the varsity side. Hayesville is closest to the bottom of your screen. And Franklin is the top of your screen on both sides. JV dressed in red, and the varsity dressed in black.
There's a hole in that net.
There is.
I was wondering how the ball went
in the net.
I was trying to figure out how the ball went through. Yeah.
Practice nets, right?
Practice nets.
Yeah,
yes.
you have practice nets, and
practice
then you have
nets, yes.
actual game nets. It's like balls, you know.
Yes.
Game balls and practice
ball.
Yeah. Any sport.
Yes.
Football, basketball, volleyball. And with all the COVID restrictions this year, and being the husband of a volleyball coach,
yes,
he's on the court right now. Cindy, Tony, you know, it really put coaches in a precarious situation with all the restrictions when it came to sanitizing volleyballs
yes.
and basketballs and footballs,
right.
and not even being able to use a ball at some point, especially during the summer. You couldn't even use.
And so like a lot of the sports, what was happening is when they were doing their the preseason workouts, every player had to have their own ball. No players could actually hit balls to each other. So basically they were just they were practicing against the wall, doing a lot of plyo type stuff. You work on jumping, but you couldn't really get your timing, for blocks because people weren't, you weren't able to play against other players. So you kind of had to do your timing against the air. And in volleyball, you need to have a ball to be able to see, see
really
the timing.
Any sport.
Any sport. And it was like that with because I've seen the basketball teams, I've seen all of them there, and it looks weird just because they're like running around in their own little bubbles by themselves. There's not in team sports you really can't do that, because you're trying to like these, especially for the seniors. And on this team, they have a shot. They have a shot to reach their goals. First goal of winning the conference, then the second goal of getting deep into state and possibly winning a state championship. And if teams gel in the off season, and that's what's going to be interesting about this season is because you don't really have an off season. And just like I said before, like they just started practicing just like the other day.
Last week?
Last week.
A week ago,
actually,
it
was Wednesday.
Yeah,
when
it was
they
a week
started.
ago today.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they started then, and now they're already having a scrimmage.
Yeah.
And being a coach, because I coach volleyball down in Florida, I coach boys volleyball, and if I would have had a week to have a scrimmage, I think my team would have quit because because we wouldn't know how to do anything. And then the getting everybody together. And that's what's good about these girls. I've seen them play since they were in middle school, and the chemistry is kind of there. But what happens is as you get older, you start being able to do different things. There's people are taller now, people can jump higher, so they switch positions a little bit, and you still have to find that chemistry.
As the JV side, as you can see, there's Coach Cindy Christie coaching up her girls. They have concluded their session. They'll start another session here in just a few moments. But with all the restrictions, it's going to be interesting. We saw it in college, the college side of all sports, but mainly football because they tried to push that along, at least on the Division I level. We'll see how things pan out with high school sports here in the state of North Carolina. There's still a black cloud as to whether or not it'll take place. I think that volleyball, they're going to give it a try. We're going to see how that kind of pans out as we go into December, and then possibly start basketball in January. But all the restrictions and the way things have flowed, and really a lot of disappointment with the student athletes and coaches as well throughout the summer and into the fall. We'll see the anticipation and see how that's affected the planning, the execution, the practice time. If you're rusty, these girls aren't going to school but 2 days a week.
Yes. And
everything that as a coach you can almost bank.
Right.
You can take it to the bank each and every year. You're going to be in school 5 days a week. You're going to be able to practice at 3:30 in the afternoon for 2 hours or whatever. It's not there this year.
Right.
Coaches are routine oriented.
Yes, very much so. It's and coaches, most coaches, they try to control what they can control. And you know that you can't control a lot of things now. A lot of things, and that's where for a coach, you're trying to control things that will make your players, to give them the best opportunity to succeed. And right now it's kind of hard, but they're gonna come out and try because the seniors need it. This is you only got one shot at this.
Yep.
and that's the hard part.
You do feel for the senior class.
Yes.
And last year's senior class.
Yes.
On the baseball and softball side and soccer for the women's side of soccer in the state of North Carolina. There's Sydney Williams with the kill. As it looks like the JV side, that's on the right side of your screen as we pan over, is getting ready to begin their second session. Looks like the varsity side now going to take a break, so we'll focus in on the JVs. Taking on the Hayesville Yellow Jackets. The Lady Jackets coming over from Clay County as they'll pick up a point there on the junior varsity side. We have focused a lot, Tony, on the varsity side because that's what we're actually closest to, so we can see it.
There's a basketball goal in my way.
JV is over on the other side, and like you just said, there is a basketball goal. So we can see half the court.
Yes.
But they have a lot of great players as well. We'll try to spotlight a few of them here. Sophomores and freshmen. Obviously, that's what makes up your junior varsity squad. And your wife has had tremendous success, had a great crop of Lady Panthers the past couple years, and that has parlayed itself into a really good varsity team.
Yes, and she had the unique situation of coaching most of these, like this whole varsity squad. She coached most of them in middle school, and then now she's she went up. She's been at the varsity, at the high school level for I think 3 years now, and these girls that are coming up now, she coached some of them in middle school too, so they're familiar. Once you get that familiarity with a coach, you kind of learn you can progress a little faster because she knows what they can do and what they can't do and what they need to work on. So that's it's a good thing, and they're all excited. That's the main thing. They're all excited to play to have the chance to play. That's that's the biggest thing.
Anticipation of the season got pushed back to late November,
and they've been some of them they've been in school, and then they're 2 days. But if someone actually they're near, get test positive for COVID, they've had to sit out for 2 weeks, things like that. So it's been for them. They're just ready to get this going and hopefully navigate all the way to the end.
See how things pan out. If you just joined us, we appreciate you tuning in to the Franklin Panther Sports Network. I know that we joined Facebook a little bit later as we were working some of the kinks out and some of our brand new equipment. On the left side of the screen as we pan that way is the varsity side. They've got 2 nets set up, and there's 2 games going on simultaneously. That's the JV side. JVs are in red. And the Hayesville Lady Jackets are in mainly black. There's some gold trim, gold numerals. That was Abby Carpenter who sent it over the net for the JV Lady Panthers. We got a good shot there. As Hayesville now will serve.
And another thing that you're seeing is the officials, they haven't done anything either. So that's what's going on right now. They're doing a lot of talking, it's kind of like they're doing a clinic right now. So they're trying to get it, get ramped up for the season as well.
And they got to get some of the the kinks worked out, the rust off. We're back on the varsity side now. That's Taylor Ensley with the kill. So I get to watch it. I look down and we have switched to another side of the court. So people are wondering, what are you talking about? I'll have to look down at the monitor here to see which side you guys
now we're on the
are
varsity
watching.
Side.
Yeah, the varsity side now. They're back to action. As Corbin will send it over, and that'll be a point for the Lady Panthers.
2 aces straight.
Corbin, a senior setter for Coach Becca Brooks.
And she waited her time behind Adrienne Duval.
Mm-hmm. Saw Adrienne Duval's father. That one is, again, set up for Ensley. Volleyed back over. Now Drake will get the kill. I know that a new audience joined us on Facebook. We had thrown some of these graphics up on the YouTube side. We apologize if you've seen them before. We're going to spotlight some of the seniors. One of them is Kanan Drake that you just saw with that kill. And she's a Bryan College commit middle blocker for Coach Becca Brooks. Is Hazel going to send it across? And Amy Tippett is the libero, and she's got the white jersey over there. Tippett, a senior. And Coach Becca Brooks told me that, she is one of the most improved players that she has coached here on this 2020 this 2020 squad for the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, she's a worker. She's gotten better every single year.
Kayla Barnes will dig it out. Ensley sends it across. On the back line again, Barnes. Over to Tori Ensley. There's Amy Tippett with the dig. And we had a whistle. The official blew it dead.
Called double hit. One of the interesting things I've noticed that when there's a sub, the player that comes out has to put their mask on immediately when they come out. And I've seen both teams do it, so I guess that's the rule.
I believe so. I've read the rules. Obviously, because we're in this gymnasium, we have to be wearing masks as well. And anybody not associated with the players on the court, meaning players on the court, basically, because the officials have masks on. I'm looking here. Anybody inside the gymnasium that's not on the court has to be wearing a mask. And that's, to my knowledge here, I'm looking around, it looks like to be the case.
Yes.
Everybody, including the coaching staff and the officials, do have masks on. Kanan Drake. And if you did just join us, we discussed this when we came on, but as you see scrolling at the bottom of the screen there, this was what we were told coming into the game, that there's only going to be 25 fans allowed in the gymnasium. Now with the ruling or the mandate this afternoon by Roy Cooper, the North Carolina governor, limiting indoor gatherings to 10 or less. I don't know if that's going to change or not. That's what we have up on the graphic scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So it could be even less fans in the stands come next week. That's when the season begins for high school volleyball. There's Sydney Williams with the kill.
And like I was telling you earlier, the varsity, they are stacked with athletes and a lot of tall girls. So blocking and attacking is going to definitely be their strong suit.
As you look at the JV side now.
And then you throw in Amy Tippett being a defensive specialist. They're going to be a tough team, very tough team.
Well, if you've got very tall girls, that is a good thing. If
very tall
you're
girls,
a
yes.
volleyball squad for sure. And basketball too, but
yes,
volleyball, that's pretty good too. As the varsity is in a quick timeout. We'll spotlight the JV for a bit. As you see Andrea Terrell send that one across the net. We'll try to get some of the names here as we go along for both the varsity and JV. Hayesville now will serve on the JV side as the varsity is back to action, and that's going to be a point for the Lady Panthers. Kanan Drake to serve. She gets it across the net. Drake digs it on the back line, sets it up now. Inslee. It'll hit the top of the speaker right above us here and go hurling down to the court.
Nice kill by Tori.
So many whistles. I would stop if I was a player. Did somebody blow it dead? What happened?
Yes.
He's got whistles on the left side of the court and the right side of the court. There's a shot of the JV side. They'll get it across, and that'll be too many hits, I believe, for Hayesville. And Lady Jackets pick up a point on the varsity side. Valentine couldn't get it across the net. Now back over to the JV side. As we wait, Hayesville sending it across. Unfortunately, we don't have the names for the Hayesville Lady Jackets. Wish we did. But it's so early on in the season, it's remarkable that we've got a varsity and JV roster. Sometimes it takes a while to assign numbers,
yes.
as you know.
Yes, and I think they they hit the ground running.
Yeah, you had to.
You had to have 1 day of trials basically, and then make cuts, get people numbers.
Yeah.
And because they did know that they were going to be playing on FPSN, you kind of give them numbers and have them do promos and do everything.
Yeah,
kind of you have to do it fast.
Yeah.
And it happens. So. I think that's why they have a roster. But for a lot of teams, they're not going to have this luxury of being able to see any games.
That was Avery Moffitt that just served. On the JV side. She'll dig it on the back line, and it hits the net. Inslee again. She'll pick up the kill. With the limitation of how many fans can be in the stands and volleyball, and assuming very similar to basketball as well once we get to that point in the season. It's amazing how many folks now want to run a camera for us. You know?
Yes.
we don't count against the fans,
Yes.
and that counts. So
Yes.
we may have as many cameras as we could possibly find. You know,
you're gonna get a shot. You're gonna get all kinds of angles.
We're gonna have
this
every
year.
angle.
Yes. Plus, we have replay.
Yes. It's going to be really, really cool.
Yes.
As we go along in the season. Still got some of the kinks to work out and some of the equipment. Got brand new stuff. And it takes a while sometimes to learn what you can do and how it all works. But it's going to be cool, especially for basketball. I'm looking forward to
yes.
it. Inslee again, going to be blocked back. Corbin sends it across, and it hits a lady jacket. That's a point. Back over to the JV side as Coach Christie is talking to her girls at a timeout. I was going to hit the net as Kiera Dewey served it for Coach Brooks. In fact, let's see, how many cameras do we have? I think we have 5 here.
Yes.
Tonight. Hayesville on the varsity side. Valentine across the net it goes. Libero send it across, and it's hit twice by Valentine.
Actually, it was that was a mistake by the official.
Oh, okay.
Because she's allowed to touch it on the initial block, and then she can go down and save it. So that it is, she did hit it twice, but one was a block, the other one was actual touch, a hit right there.
Inslee again. Taylor Inslee with the kill.
And one thing that they've gotten a lot better at, as you can see, just from this little bit on the varsity, is they know how to use the angles now when they're attacking. And before, they used to just, go up there and hit. Now they're using the angles and they're, hitting off the blocks.
Now on the JV side, you look, and the Lady Panthers, Abby Carpenter, will serve on that top left side of your screen.
Nice serve.
Now Hayesville will serve it across on the JV side. And that'll be a point for the Lady Panthers. Libero tried to dive and save that one before it hit out of bounds, but she couldn't. Now we switch back over to the varsity side as Hayesville gets ready to send it across.
Kiera Dewey.
Dewey, yeah, with the dig. And couldn't save it out of the net.
No.
As Kane and Drake.
And they're going to get that a lot because just like that play that just happened, Kanan Drake she got a touch on that block. So you're going to have to be able to scramble a little bit because they are going to get a lot of touches.
You're looking at the varsity side once again with the JV in the top of your screen. a side view of all the action.
Good block by Cannon Drake.
Was she over the net?
No, ball from the other court rolled on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff
Yeah, there is a lot going on. A lot of whistles.
Yes.
Makes your head spin.
Yes.
If you're watching, you probably have no idea what's going on. And we pretty much don't either.
Trial run. It's a scrimmage for us, too.
With all the action on the court, it's hard to focus in on one side. Now we're back to the junior varsity side of the court, and they're going to take a timeout. And on the varsity side, we'll have a serve coming up by Michaela Barnes. As Coach Becca Brooks has in her roster here, she's a defensive specialist.
Yes.
Which I like.
Yes, defensive specialist.
I like that term.
Yes. They're the ones that, they're the unsung heroes.
That's
because
right.
all the tall girls in the front, they usually get all the, accolades. But their defensive specialists for this season are very, very good.
It's like the lines of scrimmage. Good football.
Good
the hogs
joust
up front.
That was a good joust right there.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, by Cannon.
So once again, Michaela Barnes, top of your screen. We'll send it across. And that one is outside of the back line. So Hayesville now will serve. As you see, there's no benches. They're on either side in the end zones or the underneath the basketball courts here at the gymnasium. Drake just snuck it in that sideline for the kill. Has your wife been talking with Becca Brooks and Blair King and any of the officials with the high school? And has anybody said specifically who is going to be able to attend? 25 fans. Who gets the golden ticket is the question.
I have no clue.
Who gets the golden ticket?
I've heard all kinds of theories. I've heard lottery. I heard, it's been arranged. Great block right there by Anya Valentine.
Anya Valentine with a block. Yeah, I was wondering. It's a golden ticket for sure.
I tell you what, I wouldn't want to be, the person making the decision because no one's going to be happy with it. No one. So it's the circumstances are unfortunate for everybody, but especially the person, whoever's going to make that decision.
As you look again at the JV side, the varsity is at a timeout here.
And there's Blair King.
There's Blair. Walking across your screen. Hayesville will send it across here, and we'll get things moving on the junior varsity side in just a moment. Hayesville can't get it across. Back to who gets the golden ticket.
Right.
I know that I've got a family member who's a big South Carolina Gamecock. He's a member of the Gamecock Club, and
that's unfortunate.
It is, but he goes to all the games.
Yeah,
and he's a season ticket holder, all sports.
Right.
And my dad asked him, "How do you get tickets?" There's only 20,000 fans that are allowed in the stands, or so 19 or so at Williams-Brice Stadium, and he says it's based on how much money you give.
Yes, that's
on the college side. That's
yes.
That's the rationale, And he's got pretty good seats, so he must be giving them a lot of money. That's kind of what we determine. So Kendall Reyes on the back line. We just switched away. She's going to serve on the JV side as we switch back to the. There she goes.
Yeah, I know what you mean about those tickets because I looked online at for some college tickets to the Clemson Georgia Tech football game, and I saw them on there for $225. And I was like, I'll watch it at home.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
golden
that's the thing.
ticket.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the thing. With limited supply, cost goes up.
Yes.
Supply and demand. But I guess we're just fortunate to be able to have fans.
Correct.
In a limited capacity. In the Big Ten, they're not allowing any fans. So.
Yes.
On the JV side, we'll continue as the varsity is still hashing some things out with the officials here.
I think they're doing another, another game.
Okay. It is a bit confusing if you're watching. We'll try to focus on one or the other side of the court, varsity and JV. You're looking at the JV side now. That one's going to go way over the back line. And it'll be a point for the JV Lady Panthers. They're not keeping score. That's why we don't have a scoreboard. Kind of hard to keep a score when you've got two games going on at the same time.
Right.
They're just out there practicing and getting ready for that season to begin on Monday. It is creeping up on you. Only 2 more days to practice, unless you practice on the weekend.
Right. 2 more days, and then you're playing.
Yep.
Games that count.
That's right. And if I got the correct schedule, I know it's always a fluid situation in COVID-19 pandemic that we're in. 12 games.
Yes.
There's 10 varsity and JV conference game. And then there's 2 non-conference games, which are against the Highlanders this season. One in Highlands and one here at the Panther Den. So 12 volleyball games.
Yes. And
normally you have close to 20.
Yes. So that means you can't give any away. On the varsity level, you can't get any away. You have to be ready for, from the word go and build on that. Build on what you're doing basically right now with this scrimmage. Build on this and then build on the first game. Build on every set of every game.
As we're back on the varsity side. And they're discussing again. Something over with, looks like Coach Brooks, but Josh or Jay. Is that Jay? Or Josh? No, that's an official. I'm sorry.
It looked like
I saw the bald head.
It was the mask.
Yeah,
it was the
mask.
He's over there.
It is very hard to recognize people with the mask on. I'm sure you know. You run into somebody in the grocery store and you're hoping that they'll say something so you can recognize their voice. That's a block by Kanan Drake. A very condensed season for all sports because they're trying to
get them in.
Pack a 9 to 10 month season into about 6 months, and it's going to be wild and woolly.
Yes, and
to say the least.
And the strange thing for a lot of the players is they might have friends that they played against in AAU and things like that live in South Carolina or Georgia, and their volleyball season is over. They're at the end going into the state playoffs right now. So they're behind that way, and then so that's what a lot of them said, that it was strange because they have a friend that's they already had their senior night.
Mm-hmm. And I believe the basketball schedule is about the same, 12 to 14 games.
14 games.
And you're hoping to get all of those games in because there will be some cancellations.
Mm-hmm.
But the issue, similar to the Big Ten and the Pac-12, you don't have any real wiggle room to get these games in.
No.
If you want to end the season and start the next season on time.
Correct.
Which would be basketball. And if you follow us over the past couple of years, the names that we're calling on the volleyball side are the same names that we were calling on the basketball side for Coach Scott Hartbarger.
Correct.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to play out as we get into January, because the playoffs are going to overlap, beginning with the conference tournament for volleyball, and the volleyball playoffs will overlap the basketball season.
Right.
For about a couple of weeks.
And right now on the court, there's 3 of 5 starters for the basketball team on the court right now, with Kanan Drake, Sydney Williams, and Tori Inslee.
Yeah. So the question is, what happens? Could you play a volleyball game and then play a basketball game? Because I looked at the schedule, Tony. You've got the first round of the playoffs and the first or second game of the basketball season back-to-back. On a Wednesday,
correct,
you've got a basketball game. That previous Tuesday night is the first round of the playoffs.
And there's the high school, in the high school rules, you can't play like the normal high school rules, but this is not normal
not
time.
Not the pandemic rules.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what they're going to do with that, because the same thing on the boys' side, because later on it's going to go from basketball to football, and usually it's the other way around, and basketball's a longer season, but now with football being 7 games, whatever it is, you're going to want to have everybody there. So it's going to be challenging all around for all of the sports.
And it really affects a school like Franklin, Hayesville.
Yes.
The team that you're seeing tonight at 1A, 2A, and even into the 3A side a little bit.
Sharing
athletes between sports. Smaller schools, you don't have a lot of students to choose from, and so a lot of your athletes are playing multiple sports. Some playing 3 sports.
Yes.
You see that with football, basketball, and baseball. You see that with soccer. You see that with basketball and volleyball.
And that's the one I don't, because there's some that on here that play basketball, they play volleyball, and they play softball. There's going to be some softball players. So I don't know how any of it's going to work, but they're going to try to figure it out.
Yeah, because the softball season, if I remember correctly, is actually before the baseball season.
Wow.
It starts after, I think in April, after football, if I'm remembering correctly. I'll have to look. And so you have the softball season first, and then you have the baseball season.
Oh.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out.
It's going to be, yes.
So hopefully the basketball season would be over, but there could be some overlap with softball and basketball as well.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when we get to about this time of the football season, basketball is starting, and you see basketball games canceled if the football team's still in the playoffs. Happens a lot on the 1As. The Smoky Mountain 1A conference happens all the time. We've had some games with Cherokee canceled, some games with Murphy canceled because the football team was still in the playoffs. You're looking at the varsity side of the court, and on the far top right of your screen is the JVs. If you just joined us, it's a scrimmage, a little taste of high school sports. Have not talked to you in well over 7 months, almost 8 months, here on the Franklin Panther Sports Network, as everything was paused back in March. And we're back over to the JV side. So I'm sure that while you're scrolling your Facebook feed and you see us pop up, it just brings a smile to your face. I posted on one of the Facebook groups yesterday, and it was kind of I thought a funny post, but I was very excited about it because of the pandemic we're living in. A lot of things have been canceled. A lot of things have been changed. I go into Ingalls, and the salad bar is back.
What?
They've got the salad bar, the buffet salad bar back, and I posted it on a Facebook group. What's up in Franklin, NC? And it turned into a lot of people happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
Other folks are like,
what's going on?
I'm not eating a salad bar there. So I know it goes both ways.
Nice kill there.
I understand both sides of the coin, it was a nice kill. So we switched briefly there to the JV side.
A whole lot of whistles.
A whole lot of whistles.
A whole lot of whistles. I keep on looking and see what's happening, but
and there is a lot going on screen. It is kind of hard to follow, but hopefully you're enjoying just a little bit of taste of what we're going to see next week.
Yeah, and another reminder that they're actually not keeping score because this is a scrimmage. So people wondering what the score is and things like that. That's the reason why we're not actually talking about the score because they're not keeping score.
That's the JV's side of things that you're watching now. And no fans allowed for this scrimmage. There's a couple of officials with the school that maybe look like fans, but actually aren't. And just knock on wood that fans will be allowed.
Yes.
More than 10.
10.
At this point.
Yes. That doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't. You're right. I know families who had more.
Exactly.
That's 10 people.
Because if you really, it's a privilege. Like when you make it on a team. They work hard to make it on a team, and your family wants to see you play.
Yep.
So if you can't come in, it's kind of tough.
That's the JV side. The Lady Panthers in red. The junior varsity.
Nice kill by Bethany Jenkins there. Yep. I know.
More JV action on screen. So we do believe that they'll go to about 5:45, 6 o'clock and call it a night. And get ready for the home opener on Monday against the Hendersonville Lady Bearcats here at the Den. Back over to the varsity side.
And that's a pretty good game right out the chute right there.
For sure. And it's blocked by Kaden Drake. That's the other thing going into a season in a pandemic year. You kind of have an idea of the teams that you're going to be competing against for a conference championship. Some of the ones that will be at the top, some of the ones that won't be. But in a year like this, and you mentioned it earlier, you don't know who's going to be on the court.
You have no clue. Yes, and that's the unknown because as a coach, they go to school, you get out, you have practice at 3:30 to 5:30. On Wednesdays we do certain things. But now, you don't know if someone might be out might be out for 2 weeks, or if
Sydney Williams there as we look at the JV side.
A lot of those factors like that will come into play. So you're going to have to, like we say, it's going to be a navigation. This season's going to be a navigation of, what's happening at the time, and then getting the main focus as a coach. If I was coaching, during this time, is to keep them focused on what they're doing and try to make sure that they come together as fast as possible. Another kill by Bethany Jenkins, but get them together, and keep them in the moment as much as you can.
So we'll see more of the junior varsity side of the court. Again, we'll try to get some of the names here as Hayesville is about to send it across the net on the center middle of your screen there. And that's a kill by Jocelyn Rios, the freshman.
Yes, there's two. There's twins.
Mm-hmm. She's tall.
Yes.
For a freshman.
Is it Jocelyn and Jacelyn?
Jacelyn and Jocelyn,
okay.
Yep. Rios. We're back over on the varsity side now. So we flip back and forth. Bethany Jenkins is fixing to serve it across the net. That'll be a point for Hayesville. In scrimmages like this, we've talked about it, and again, this is not your normal setup here for a scrimmage. They've got both the varsity and junior varsity going on, so it's kind of hard to focus on one side of the court and focus on exactly what's going on. But strategically as a coach, Tony, what are you looking for in a scrimmage? I know that you want to get some of the younger players in or some of the players that maybe you have a question mark about. Correct. Pretty much who your starters are going to be heading into the season. Correct. They've been with you for 3-4 years. How do you play a scrimmage and view it from a coach's perspective?
So from a coach's perspective, you in the scrimmages, you're trying to see you kind of know what combinations fit together, and they in practice against other players, it's going to be it works.
Yeah.
You want to see if it works against someone else and see if you might need to tweak something, and then you can, during a scrimmage, because it doesn't count, you can put someone in someone else's place, and you can learn about your players, during a scrimmage, because their habits definitely come out in a scrimmage.
And game action.
Game action, yes, because it's a little different. Even though there's no one in here, the adrenaline's still pumping for them because, they haven't got a chance to play against, someone else. And now they do. And it is, for the starters, it's really nothing. They're still going to perform how they perform. The backups trying to gain some time. This is a chance for them to get in and do some things, kind of like how Bethany Jenkins been doing, since she's been in there. She's had a couple kills, nice serve. And toward the end of scrimmages, that's when, a lot of the younger players or the new varsity, if they're on varsity, the new varsity players get in and get a chance to, show what they can do.
And that's what we're seeing here is Gracie Cochran is into the scrimmage. And we talked about Bethany Jenkins. She has checked in as we have moved on later into this scrimmage.
And it gives you a chance to work on some of the plays that you work on against your team, but they know the play. So, they're going to pretty much defend it. So you can work on some things like a slide play if you have one, or some different type of blocking schemes. of stuff like that during the scrimmage. As a coach, you're trying to basically go through your checklist of make sure you have everything in place from your from your rotation on defense, making sure everyone's in the right place. It's a big, because you saw some of the games last season, like when we played Brevard or some of the other ones that had heavy hitters. People weren't in exactly the right place, and those teams were able to get a lot of kills, and we weren't able to cover, if we got a touch.
Especially at the high school level, you're working with folks that maybe haven't played volleyball their entire life, so a lot of things maybe don't come as natural as it does to others. So the strategy is something that you're worried about, but also just fundamentals.
Yes, fundamentals.
What you're doing, game day, what you're doing on the court, how you, as you mentioned, rotate in and out.
All the stuff.
Set up the play.
And you know what? It's during scrimmages, that's where because sometimes – just like when I was coaching down in Florida, my whole team, they never played before. So we're about to play a varsity, and they never played, so they didn't know how to sub in. They didn't know, how to teach them rotation, and they had it in practice. And then when our first scrimmage, they had none of it. So that's where you kind of you're working on that type stuff, especially on the JV end. You're really working on making sure they understand that the little parts of the game that they need to make sure that they keep tight.
Back over to the varsity side, as you see. Hayesville sets it up. Blocked by Kanan, but it couldn't be saved by Taylor Inslee as she went down to her knees to try to save that one. Went off of her hands. Back over to the JV side now.
Yeah, and a lot of people in volleyball, a lot of people when they're watching it on TV, you're just usually watching where the ball is, and you're watching the person hitting it or the person blocking. But if you look back when a person's blocking, if you look around, everyone is ready, and that's the defense rotation. Like, where is everyone supposed to be? The setter's in the spot, the blocker's in the spot. Depends on what kind of, if you have a two-person block, a three-person block, what's happening? Where is everyone else at? And that's what they work on now during the scrimmages. Did we have a commercial break? No, not
well. We talked about it, but they're not looking like they want to take a break here.
Yes, no, they're powering through.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of those. If you're looking at the varsity, on the varsity side, there's going to be a lot of those tip balls because the people in the front, our blockers they're so tall and athletic that there's going to actually be a lot of tip balls, touches. We got to make sure the rotation's there to make sure you clean it up.
Back over to the JV side now. Bethany Jenkins. Tippett digs it out, and then Inslee, or check that, Williams, not able to get it across the net, and she dug it out. Back over to the JV side. Varsity's back to action now. On the back line, Tippett able to somehow save it. Lady Panthers get it across. Again, Tippett able to save it. And that's going to be a point for the Lady Panthers. They're excited about it.
Yes, and that's the excitement you're going to have all year, because you're going to be the only ones cheering for each other. And another rule that they've changed is, before in high school volleyball you have to sit down. The players all have to sit down, but now they're going to be able to allowed to stand behind the bench. And that's kind of like how it is on in college. You rarely see a team sitting on the bench in college. They're all at the end of the bench doing all kinds of chants, and it seems like kind of like how softball is. There's a lot of chants, so that might be what's going to happen this year in high school volleyball.
Riley Corbin will send it across. That's out of bounds for the Lady Jackets. And is that going to wrap it up for the varsity?
I believe.
JV is still going strong on their end of the court. Now we're over to the JV side as we switch.
Nice kill by Abby Carpenter.
Thank you. I was trying to grab her number. I'm looking through a couple of crossbars and
I just kind of
basketball goal here.
I went to the side and kind of saw it.
Trying to look at our monitor here to grab a number. So we try to get some of the names of the girls. Looks like the varsity side pretty much done. The JV will wrap it up here very, very shortly, I'm assuming. That'll hit the back line, the end line. Hayesville will serve once again. Fixing to serve, that's Jocelyn Rios. I mentioned her name. Her and her sister, Jacelyn Rios, from the JV squad. The varsity may be about ready to fire it back up.
Yes.
And they're back out on the court. Getting ready for the season opener. The regular season begins on Monday, the 16th of November. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Virus numbers don't rise, I guess we should say.
Kenny Drake with the kill.
Now, we didn't catch that on screen, but that was in front of us here. The JVs are still on screen. They're about to send it across. Again, that's Rios. Now we're back over on the varsity side as they get back to action. All the ruckus you heard was a kill by Kanan Drake. Riley Corbin serves, and Lady Panthers will pick up a point.
I'm actually going to keep score this time for this one since they just started. Scores 2-0.
The varsity side.
Varsity side.
We're back over to the JV side now. Now back to the varsity.
That was a nice slide play by Hayesville, and not so good communication by the Lady Panthers.
Communication's also one thing that definitely you can learn in a scrimmage.
Yes.
Because you do have new voices out there. You haven't played together in almost more than a year now.
Yes.
So you have to get used to everybody and how they move and how they talk and how they communicate on the court. That's definitely one thing that you could learn from a scrimmage.
They're not keeping score, but I am, and it's 2-2.
I like it. It's like a telestrator over there. We need to hook that into our system. I think we could probably rig up a telestrator for you.
That'll work.
We've got all kinds of great equipment, and we're not being able to show all of them off tonight because of the way that this is formatted. But, we may be able to rig up a telestrator. You've wanted that for years.
Yes, the czar. Right now it's 3-2 Lady Panthers on the varsity side.
Looks like Sydney Williams will get in. And here, Dewey going to take a seat.
And Michaela Barnes in to serve.
There's Williams, and he's going to go wide with the back out of bounds line. It's 3-3. It's 3-3 now.
Yes.
It's kind of like you get warmed up, and then you start actually
doing some more, add a little more to it.
Keeping score.
Yep.
After you get all the bugs worked out, play for real. Start keeping score.
Good block.
Hayden Drake with a block. That's a point for the Lady Panthers.
4-3.
Now up 4-3 are the Lady Panthers. They'll serve with
unofficially.
Unofficially, absolutely. Kane and Drake on the back line, fixing to send it across. That's off the hands and out of bounds. Went off the hands of Barnes, I believe. Also when there was Riley Corbin trying to keep that one from hitting the deck. Harley McMahon's into the scrimmage now for Coach Becca Brooks as Hayesville will send it across. A nice block by the Lady Jackets, number 20. Unfortunately don't have her name. We're lucky enough to grab the Lady Panthers names.
5-4 Lady Jackets.
Just took the lead. Lady Jackets pick up another point as the Lady Panthers couldn't save it on the back line. The ruckus going on the JV side. That's the cheer you hear. We're focusing on the varsity side. Another point for the Lady Jackets. One thing, too, you do sometimes, Tony, you know this being a coach in any sport, you maybe put some players in positions they're not used to in a scrimmage.
Correct.
And see how they react.
Yes, and that's learning your team, see how they work, because most of the time when you're practicing, you only have enough to actually put in, for players to play their position. So in a scrimmage, you can move some people around just, because a lot of times you don't. There's some people that don't play back row, and in a scrimmage you can put them on back row. See how they do against another team. Give them a audition, basically. think it's 8-4 now. Eight to 5.
Hayesville. 8-5 Hayesville.
Yeah, 8-5 Hayesville.
Hayesville will send it across. 9-5 now. Hayesville on a run. Ten now officially.
Yeah, 10-6.
10-6 the official.
No, unofficial.
Unofficial score.
11.
11-6. Corey Burrell with the kill. First time we have called Corey's name tonight. And I believe, I'm looking at the roster here, I think everybody has gotten into this scrimmage on the varsity side.
Yes, they have.
Corey Burrell, left side blocker, a junior. And Drake sends it down. And that hugs the back out of bounds line, and it's a point for the Lady Panthers. Amy Tippett now will serve. In the top right of your screen, and that one will be off of a Lady jacket, and that'll be a point for the Lady Panthers.
Nine to 11, Hayesville. Ten to 11.
Some net issues, it looks like. They're going to secure a loose piece of the net. And Amy Tippett again. We'll send it across the net. And that one is off of a Lady Yellow Jacket. Panthers on a little bit of a run here.
Tie game, 11-11.
We'll see if they're actually keeping scores somewhere, just not on the scoreboard. See how many points they play to.
Yes, correct.
They played at 25. We know somebody is keeping score.
And you know what? And I tell you this right now, as a coach, you keep
sure
scoring this all the time.
Absolutely.
Yes, because you have to.
Yep.
Because you know it gives the kids a chance to see where they're at.
Yep.
(13 to 11), Hayesville.
Dug out by Tori Inslee. Kanan Drake gets it blocked back.
Nice kill by Kanan. Nice set by Riley.
Corbin will serve, and Lady Panthers pick up the point on the varsity side. If you just joined us, varsity is what you're looking at now. They're dressed in the black tops and red bottoms. The JVs, we haven't flipped over there in a couple of minutes, but they're on the other side of the court. They're in red. That's a point for the Lady Panthers.
14-13, Lady Panthers. Nice. Nice. Good drop.
That'll be a point for the Lady Panthers.
(15-13) Lady Panthers.
And if you just joined us, appreciate you tuning in on Facebook or YouTube. I was going to hit the net, almost go in. Yeah. Very limited attendance this season. As you probably know, if you are watching, you have some association with the volleyball program. So coming up Monday is the season opener, and unless you get that golden ticket, we haven't figured out how those golden tickets are handed out. You'll have to watch here on the Franklin Panther Sports Network, either on YouTube or on Facebook. We'll have that game, and then we'll have the road trip to Brevard as well. And JV and Varsity is going to be streamed live here on the Franklin Panther Sports Network each night. November 19th, traveling to Brevard. And then on the 24th of November, Franklin will travel to East Henderson. Now, East Henderson has signed up with a program that the NCHSAA has supported. It's called the NFHS Network. They charge $24.95, I think, for a subscription to watch. I believe they're going to be streaming that volleyball game on that platform, but when you sign up for that, you also sign your life away and prohibit any other live stream companies from coming in and providing another outlet to watch. So we would not be able to go to East Henderson 2 weeks from, or a week from Tuesday, 2 weeks from yesterday, the week of Thanksgiving. But hopefully, if you do want to watch it, you will be able to. You may have to get out your credit card, though. But things change.
Yes.
What's the score?
I have 18-15.
18-15 Franklin.
Franklin. Yes.
We're checking the other scorekeeper to see. 18-15. He's got it too.
Okay, I'm doing good here.
Question is, what does he has the numerals actually up on screen.
Yeah, he has
You're just
app.
doing it the old pen and pad way.
Yep.
You know, you just a dash and
then
at the fifth one you cross it out. Right?
Old school.
The old school way.
(19-15) Lady Panthers.
That one's dug out but out of bounds by the libero for Hayesville.
20-15 Lady Panthers.
Bethany Jenkins will slot in as we await Hayesville to serve. Again, if you joined us and you're a Hayesville fan, we apologize. We don't have the names of the girls for Hayesville. We would give you a shout out if we did. That one just inside the out of bounds line, left side, and that'll be a point for the Lady Yellow Jackets. JV's now on a timeout as the varsity continues. just over the net, and that'll be a point for the Lady Panthers.
(21-17), Lady Panthers.
A little closer now. That's a point for the Yellow Jackets.
21-18. Let's see if they're going to 25.
Interesting. We'll see here. Somebody's keeping score. Maybe we should holler when they get to, whoever gets to 25 first. And it's 25. That one's off the hands of a Lady Panther. Hayesville will now serve again.
21-18. Actually, 21-20.
21-20.
I believe. (22-20). I need to get to his app.
Is it an app?
I think it's an app. Serve.
Bethany Jenkins will send it across. And that's well out of bounds. And we're at 24-20 now, Lady Panthers. We'll see if this is match point.
Yes.
We'll see. That's it. They were keeping score.
They were keeping score.
Somebody was keeping score,
Yes.
just not officially on the scoreboard.
Correct.
We were keeping score, so we knew.
It's the replay.
As we look back on the JV there. Now some varsity action. And there's Becca Brooks. You can see her almost on the court wanting to play with the Lady Panthers. And we'll be working that in throughout the season. Got to get the kinks out. You know, I was talking to somebody a couple of days ago about our replay system, and I described it as a dance. You just can't go out there and be a Michael
Correct.
Jackson,
Correct.
you know, and just cut a rug. It takes time, and you have to learn. Varsity got a timeout here. The JV now back to their scrimmage. As we thought they would go to about 6 o'clock, but we're now, 11 minutes after 6. So they're going to continue to scrimmage. May go to 6:30, a 2-hour scrimmage here at the Panther Den tonight. Getting ready. You don't really have another dress rehearsal. You're going to get as much time to practice tonight as you can. Back over to the varsity side we go as we have gotten back to action. Riley Corbin sends it across, and it is off of a Lady Jacket. That's going to be a point for the Lady Panthers. Valentine going to block it. Back over to the Lady Jacket side, so that's another point for
2 points.
Franklin.
2 points so far, right?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we can keep score.
That'll be a point for Hayesville.
I upgraded my scoring.
Oh, wow, yes. You've got the app officially.
Yes.
I like it. There's Ensley. And Franklin will pick up a point. Kendall Burns sends it across. And we've been spotlighting, if you just joined us, some players throughout the night. And one of them, that's going to be a big contributor for Coach Becca Brooks this season. Riley Corbin, you see her on screen, a senior, a setter.
Scrappy setter.
Becca Brooks calls her the quarterback.
The quarterback, yes. She's just kind of like the point guard, the coach on the floor. She's vocal. She gets them out there, and she hustles. I believe the score is 6-2. Franklin.
Right.
(7-3) Franklin.
I want to see if we can throw up our own scoreboard here. Wasn't planning on it. So over there working on some graphics really quick here so we can get our own scoreboard up here. Let's see if it's going to work here. Doing things on the fly because there's a lot of things that I had no idea were going to happen in this one until I showed up.
8-4 looks like the score.
Let's see. Oh, yes. Getting closer.
9-5. Franklin.
All right, let's try this, Tony. Let's see what we can get.
10-5.
See if we can get a scoreboard to pop up here. 10-5.
Yes, sir.
Oops. Let's see. What is it going to look like? There it is. Better than nothing, right?
Correct. 10-6.
Yep.
Good volley. Point Panthers.
Got caught up? Yep, 11-6.
11-6.
There we go. It's amazing what you can do. While still on the air. It's amazing.
That was great work.
Yeah. This is the varsity scrimmage. The JV scrimmage is still going on, but we are focusing in on the varsity scrimmage for the last half of our broadcast here.
Probably won't be that many fans, but hopefully they'll still make some popcorn. That's like a thing. You know, when you come into a gym for
Sure.
a game, you smell popcorn.
Yep.
Smell the hot dogs. Good block.
We have 11-9, is that right? Yep.
Yes, correct.
And that's off the fingertips of Hayesville, number 13. Lucky 13 for the Panthers. 13-9. Will check in a new one, and they'll send it across now. Now Hayesville on a little bit of a run.
Yes.
They will serve. Burrell digs it out, saved by Corbin.
Nice kill by Anya Valentine.
Amy Tippett will serve. That one's well outside of the mark. That'll be a point for the Lady Panthers.
Nice serve.
Tippett will get another opportunity.
That is a good thing from being at this angle. We can actually see what the serves are doing. And
That's true,
that thing is floating all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, and that angle that we just cut away from, you can see what we're seeing. And Tippett could not dig it out. That'll be a point for Hayesville. Williams able to get it over. And that's a point for the Lady Panthers. They'll play to 25, and this may be the final set. So we played a number of sets, and we're coming up towards 6:30. Inslee sends it over the net. Tippett sets it. Inslee sets it again, and Corbin there with the kill.
I would say you don't want to keep them going too long on a school night, but they only go to school Tuesday and Thursday.
Well, tomorrow's Thursday.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? You know, was it freshmen and sophomores go on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then juniors and seniors go on Wednesdays and Thursdays? I think that's how
something
it works.
Like that. Yeah, something.
It could have changed by now. It could have changed.
Point Hayesville.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to work here. There we go. Just over the net. Hayesville will pick up a point.
And as a player, when you're in scrimmages, the good thing is that the coach isn't going to call a timeout. So you're just playing, and you kind of play through your mistakes and, try to figure it out yourself. Coach is going to coach you, but kind of figure out some things by yourself. Kiera Dewey in for Sydney Williams and Taylor Inslee in for Kendall Burns.
Rotating some more off the bench. The final couple of points here.
Yeah, it went through the hole in the.
Oh, that's what happened.
That's what happened. It went through it did go to the other side, but it went through the hole. Yeah.
Cool. Practice nets.
Yes,
you mentioned it a couple of times.
Yes,
You've got your practice nets,
and
you've got your game nets. And these are the practice nets.
Oh, they didn't count it because it went through the hole.
Oh, okay. So we're going to take a point off.
Take a point off of
for Franklin.
Off of Hayesville.
Okay. All right.
Because you can play the ball off the net, and it was just having to go through it.
Right. All these whistles just confusing me.
Now it's 18.
Okay. All right. Now Hayesville will serve. Oh, by my tabulations, that's the 24th point.
Yes. Actually, let's see what he has.
Drake does the honors, sends it across the net. Well, that must not have been the 24th point.
No.
This one may be the 24th point. Or they just continue to play.
Yes. Our unofficial
Our
scorekeeper
unofficial official scorekeeper.
Yes, 24. 24-18
Okay.
right now.
All right. I missed a point somewhere. Now is it 25?
Yes,
yeah,
25,
that's it.
Yes.
That's it. We'll take the scoreboard down as the varsity side is done. And the JVs are still going on. That's the whistling. Is that a term? Whistling? I guess whistling. Whistles. Because it's getting late. So we've been on for 2 hours now.
Yeah, and they just finished in the what happens now, and during the COVID rules about things. I coach basketball, so we had played some AAU tournaments through the COVID stuff. And one thing that's strange, at the end of games, you just wave at the person.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, so it's a lot of waving
instead of the
you don't
traditional
handshake. There is no handshake line. You just
or high five.
Yeah, just wave at everyone.
Wave.
And kind of like they do in the NBA. They kind of just point at people.
Well, it looks like that's going to do it.
Yes,
they're going to meet here and wave at each other and discuss things and call it a night. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to call it a night. Make sure that
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm the. So long, everybody.
C12. Take one.
Hi, I'm Phil Drake, and I started Drake Software.
The Drake Software Education Team is hard at work preparing for the 2019 Update Schools.
Welcome to Tax and Subjects Podcast. I'm Ryan Norton.
Hey, and welcome to Taxes and Tacos. My name is Paul.
And I'm Sue.
Call me today so we can make you part of the Drake family. Real people, real solutions, Drake Software.
Choose Frontworks to save time, staff, and you this tax season.
Franklin sits in Macon County. Within Macon County, we have the Nantahala National Forest, which is roughly 500,000 acres of a pristine environment for you to get out and play.
We are Highlands Aerial Park, and we love Macon County.
There's plenty to do and memories to be made in our little mountain town. We hope you enjoy your stay in Franklin with your pup.
Come here.
So we're ready to go. All right. Well, hello. My goodness, I'm off to a bad start.
Sticking this landing? Not so simple.
Allie Roots Jr. Bathing suit check and on the soft floor.
Hi, everybody, and welcome in to another night of Franklin Panther football.
Yeah!
Pass complete.
Yes. Yeah. He said that on air. Yeah, 10.